the 7 ring hang up. Hi guys, my name's Deepak Shukla, founder at Pearl+Lemon+Sales. We're a sales training and development agency based in the UK as well as the USA. And today, in day number 98 of 119 days of cold calling training, we're here to talk about the 7 ring hang up. But before we get into it, feel free to click the link in the description below to get access to 17 additional strategies that are not shared in this training. So fundamentally, with the 7 ring hang up, it's again thinking about the philosophy of hanging up the phone when a certain number of rings play out and you don't get an answer. And it's just about making that judgment and decision. So there's two factors that come into play. Once again, the size of your list does matter when you are making a decision as to how much time to invest per number that you dial. If you're calling, for example, a contact database with tens of thousands of numbers, you can be ruthless, and you can maybe even make this, for example, a 5 ring hang up as an example. But 7 rings, let's just play that out. Ring, 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 ring. That's seven rings, okay? And it probably would be slightly slower than that. And then you really, in my view, could think about hanging up. You could give it up to 10 rings if you wish. And at that point, I'd say that for the most part, it's quite unlikely to be answered. So making a decision based upon how many rings that you should wait relates to size of list, value per lead, as well as ultimately your KPIs. Okay, so if your KPI is to get, for example, I mean, you want to get as many appointments as possible, but if you need to get 3 appointments per day within a certain time frame and you're running out of time, then just hang the phone up and keep ultimately being ruthless with this until you get the pickups, especially when you've got big lists. Now, when you've got small lists, as you can imagine, the rules totally change because the value per lead explodes because value per lead, I should rather say value per phone number. Okay, the value per phone number in a small list absolutely explodes. So then these rules don't apply so rigorously because you've got to make the most of every phone number that you've got, because there's just not that many phone numbers out there for the targeting that you've got. Whereas if you've got huge lists, then you can afford to be ruthless. So regardless of whether it's a switchboard, whether you're being put through to somebody, whether they are saying please hold, and we'll talk about ultimately holds and being put through to people in a separate train. But fundamentally, use your judgment. If it's a small list, then probably wait if the value per phone number is high. If the value per phone number is low because you've got an infinite contact database effectively, then you can afford to hang the phone up and come back around to these numbers when you've exhausted the ones where you get within a, let's say, 5 ring pickup, someone's answering. So there you have it. And you'll see that your actual talk time, the time you spend talking to some people on the phone, will increase exponentially if you just, for example, follow a 3 to 5 pickup rule.